Jam. Okay. Hey, everybody. Oh. One thing to do. Just adding it. Okay, hello Sandy and Karen. Hello Dee, Robin, Beck, Tash, and Cheryl. Hello Pam.
Oh, we've also got Liz and Sandra over on too.
Oh, hello Liz. Hello Sandra. Okay. Hello Debbie. Hello Joanne. I'm getting here. I'm running late. So this is what we did yesterday. We made an envelope and we made a little card. Spent a lot of time in the envelope. A lot of time in the envelope. Okay. So, oh, and Karen, I did see as I was coming in that you sent me a message. It's okay. You will not miss out on your Gix kits, your full package. We got Karen L, Tanya M, and Chloe. We thought there was someone else that wanted them, but Quentin doesn't know where he wrote that down. It was a bit of a chaotic weekend, so yep, we'll work that out. Hello, Diane. How are you? Okay. Put a little piece here. A little piece.
Was that your phone getting a Facebook message for your iPad, or was that Dad down the dining room?
Oh, don't say that. So we've got a storm circling around. It looks pretty ominous outside. It's a weird colour. Can you hear that grumbly sound in the background? Hello, Karen. Hello, Mary. Hello, Deborah. So we have got a storm here. It is rather hot and humid. It's been raining on and off most of the day, and it's been hot. The crows are back again, but the frogs were in chorus just before. But yeah. Okay. So we're making a double, I think. There. Yeah, we hacked a big hole in all this tape yesterday. Just a bit of a hole. Oh, I don't know what I've got on the end of that. I've got something on it when I was looking around. I do have some lost shadow. We bought 3 things. We bought paint, distress spray stain, and oxide ink. Because then it's a challenge. Okay. Yep. Why wouldn't there be an aeroplane taking off? We have a bit of this. Oh, a piece of this. Okay, there goes the chorus. The chorus has turned up again. Sorry. I think we need to work out sort of where we want to go with photos. Hello, Lorraine and Lee. Not too bad, Diane, getting there. Yep. Just realised I missed something I was meant to do this afternoon. I was meant to be in a Zoom for work or something that I want to do this afternoon, and well, not this afternoon, but it was on this afternoon, a Zoom, and Quentin and I were researching something else. We couldn't go for a walk when we wanted to because it started to rain. Like it started to pour. So yeah. But it's okay. These things happen. I'll just keep an eye out, and opportunity might come again later.
So what is our
Um,
plan?
To make something scrapbooky.
So I haven't done the inspo magazine for this one yet, so unfortunately you'll have to.
Yes. So there will be. So the next inspiration magazine is going to be The Islands.
Thank you all for voting.
Yes. Thank you everyone that voted. It will be The Islands.
We'll be out soonish.
Let's do this.
Joanna says that she loves the islands. And Debbie Hay just joined us.
Hello, Debbie.
The islands is a very nice one.
I had to look which Debbie H it was because we've got two of you.
I have to come up with better nicknames then. Can't be like the Debbie or the Debbie.
No, you can't.
We used to do that at school, at uni. We tried it at uni, but S and Cure P just doesn't have like the same effect.
Do you know what? A lot of the people you went to school and uni with need to learn some life skills. They're not. They think they're good at adulting. They're just not. They've got no clue. They need to get out of their little enclosed shells and yeah.
Wow. That's a bit of honesty.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. What did I say this afternoon? Are you questioning my authority? Well, what did he say? I don't think I said just do the washing up and stop whinging about it.
No, it was at work with the printer when he's just like, he's like, you haven't sent it, and you're like, are you questioning?
I haven't sent what?
Because he thought you hadn't sent something to the printer.
Oh yes, he thought I hadn't sent something to the printer, and I had, and I said, "Are you questioning my authority?" No, I used it again at home.
Yeah, it was
Over the washing up. I said, he said, oh, I think I might do the washing up later. I said, are you questioning my authority?
Yes, but that was with another person. That was with Noah.
Yeah, well.
First time was the end.
Yeah.
And maybe we won't have to wait for Amelia's generation for the next
Dictator, you reckon I'm going to be a dictator? Is there meant to be any? Are there meant to be any Gen X? Oh no, Gen X. Is Gen X meant to have any dictators?
Like if they were, I thought we would have seen them by now.
So morons in my generation. Okay.
Marie says hello.
Hello, Marie. How are you?
Lee says not your first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo. No, it is not my first rodeo. Hello, Trish. How are you? Hello, Marie. Hello, Joanne. If I didn't say hello earlier. Ironing lessons. So got a bit of a free pass last year because the white shirt, the formal shirt, was year 10, and the other two didn't have to wear the formal shirt.
No, I had to wear it in year 10.
No, yes, you did.
Yeah,
by the time you got to year 10. Milton didn't wear it in year 10. No, Milton ironed yours for you. Thank you.
He taught me after 6 months of doing it because he got sick of it.
So when Milton got to year 11, I taught him to iron better than what he already did. He already ironed pretty good. And he didn't want to do washing up in the morning. He didn't want to load the dishwasher in the morning. That was his job. He didn't want to have to participate in much at all in the morning. And I said, well, if you're going to do that, you have to iron everybody's clothes. So even if Amelia was wearing, one of those lovely cotton pumpkin patch dress job things that needed to be ironed, even if it had been ironed and hung in the wardrobe, and needed to be re-ironed when it came out of the wardrobe, he ironed it. So he ironed his sister's stripy uniforms, which I ironed his stripy uniforms. I didn't make him iron them because they'd make you spinny ironing those. He ironed his sister's uniform, his uniform, my work clothes. He ironed his little sister's dress if she wore a dress that needed to be ironed. So, yes. So today we started in with the ironing with Mr. Year 11, and he's left-handed. And I'm like, well, what are you doing? I had him on the other side of the ironing board. He was meant to be mirroring what I was doing. I'm like, well, what are you doing that for with your right hand? And he goes, well, that's how you did it. I said, no, you're meant to mirror me. You're left-handed. Well, it doesn't feel very good doing it right-handed. It was disastrous. It was funny. It was funny. We're going to have a few more days. If I don't have a heart attack, it's going to be a miracle. Because, honestly.
I don't think you'll get a heart attack.
Really? Really? I'm not quite sure about that. Okay, so we've got this piece of paper number 6. Let's sort of tear it in half.
Okay, so it's going to end up being
around 3 inches. We're going to tear a little bit off the other one to get rid of the white edge. I'm going to whack a bit at this end.
Hey, it's the first of the month.
Yep, it's the 1st of February. 1, 2, 3 challenge is up. I'm organised. Although, Heather, I have not put your page in yet for that. Yeah, page 6.
Marie says that she's well.
That's good, Marie. But yeah, so we had an interesting morning. So photos. Let's look. That's not my stomach growling. That is outside. That is potentially something. Yeah. 2.5.
You're just doing some maths in your head.
Yeah.
How's that going for you?
Not great. I'm thinking 3 photos here. And then a photo here. And then 3 here. A nice big square photo here. And a little photo here. Rightio. Oh, I was looking at my trim. Let's cut our photo mats first. We've got 1 piece of cardstock and we're going to try and mat 6 photographs on it.
Goodness me. Okay.
So let's cut a 5 1/4. 5 1/4 is about here. Oops, a bit far. By 5 1/4. And we're going to have to cut it here. Like, don't go the whole way through. You will have to cut it the way I do. Cut a 5 1/4, about 5 1/4. And then let's cut a 4" by 6". And then we'll cut 3 1/2 inches. It's always inches. By 3 1/2. 1, 2, 3.
How many of those do you need?
3 of those. And then a 4 by 4. So we just write on the. Oh, yeah, I'll write it.
Okay, so I'm on the February 1, 2, 3 challenge. Have my thinking cap on.
Ooh, can't wait to see what you do, Mary.
And then
Might
said, might need a 5 by 7 photo to cover that whole wall.
Yep, I know. So this is a 4" by 4". Okay. I've got 3 at 3 1/2 inches by 3 1/2 inches. These aren't the photos, these are the mats. These are out of the smooth white cardstock. And I've got, this one was 4 by 6, wasn't it?
We have a 4 by 6.
Yeah, this one was 4 by 6.
We have a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4, and then
this was
3 1/2 by 3 1/2.
That was a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. They're not the same black. Right. Let's cut some photos. So Robin contacted me the other day because she was worried I was going to run out of black cardstock. But this is left from an art project. Naomi's. So I had like 300 sheets that were cut to like 11.5 by 8.5, 9.
Let's just say grad week was a stressful week that we're not going back to.
And Milton got a bit slack with them after a while, and I see the trimmer that they swiped off their mother had got blunt because some of them aren't cut real well. But they didn't need it in the end for the project. They went when she hung it, she changed tack. So these
when I hung it, the lecturer finally agreed with me
on what she wanted to do. The lecturer wanted the black cardstock, and then the lecturer went, "Oh, that's not going to work." So these are the 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. The intention is that I will replace these with photos. I'm actually contemplating whether I actually sell a heap of my pages that don't have photos, that just have fakey photos on, because I keep getting asked if I would sell them. I keep saying no, but I'm starting to get, I think you're wearing me down, Pete. So these were...
How many of those? We need 3 of those, don't we?
Yeah, these were the 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 fakey photos. The intention is to reuse the fakey photos.
We've had Bronnie join us and Diane B and Beryl. And Daryl said this page is going to be good for my photos from Sea Life on our holidays. Yes.
Yeah, we have lots of photos from when we went to Sea Life. Hello, Bronnie and Diane. I've got a late night. Hello, Beryl. Selling would be a great idea. Yep, I have lots of pages. So we have a 5 inch by 5 inch.
And Paula's joined us as well.
Hello, Paula. I use fakey photos because a lot of photos we have, I can't necessarily use everything I have because, you know, it's got other people's kids in it. And like I say, if someone tells me today that it's okay to have a picture of their child on my website or Facebook or that, that's okay for today. But they could come back later and change their mind, and I've actually had a relative do that to me. So I've got 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. So I don't, I try not to use other people's kids on my projects. Because the photos are there. You know, it's really hard to, it's called scraping, is trying to get them off. It's really hard to scrape a picture from the internet. Really, really hard.
It's not permanent.
Yeah. And what was the other one?
4 by 4.
The mat was. So it's a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. Then we've got a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I also can end up spending a lot of time finding photos for a page. Because I'm still living in hope that the guy can salvage a lot of our photos that are on a hard drive that decided not to work anymore. I really do hope that we can have them salvaged and I can get them back. And then use them on all these pages. I hadn't printed photos on a regular basis, like printed all the photos for a year from 2010, so mid 2010 or probably May 2010 up to the start of 2020. So between then, I'd only printed like, I printed a few baby photos, printed some prom photos for each of the proms. I printed a couple of photos from special events or photos that I needed for a scrapbook class, but not many. So, yeah. There were over 10,000 photos in my to be printed folder on my hard drive.
Those would have been handy at Christmas.
Yep. I've salvaged some off Facebook and off phones, but the kids have a habit of deleting photos off phones so that when they get a new phone.
Well, no, because I ran out of storage.
Yeah.
So I tried putting all my photos on my computer, but I give up half the time.
Yeah.
Painful experiment.
Yeah. So the kids don't keep all their photos either after a while.
I keep the important ones.
Yeah, they're all important. All photos are important, Amy John. Your mother's a scrapbooker. All photos are important. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might sell them. So we're just going to mat all our photos. And then we'll... Jeez, it's getting hotter here. Frogs are going off again. It is getting really, really hot. Like, you might have to. It is that hot. It's been that hot here. Like, it's really hot here now. My skin graft on my nose is actually hurting. It's that hot.
I think it's starting to rain. Yeah, the heat's about to break.
I hope the heat's about to break. It's just that really hotness before the storm. Okay, we're just going to mat our photos and then we might stick our two backgrounds together and then we'll swap the photo. And then what we'll do is we will we won't place our photos. We might do something to the background. Right. Maybe we'll do something with Lost Shadow.
My friend says my desktop hard drive died a few years back and my IT son was able to retrieve all my photos and I still hadn't uploaded them to the cloud yet. That's another big job waiting for me.
Yeah. So it seemed that it was playing up. So and I couldn't open it. So took it to an IT place in town and they said, no, it's just the power source because the hard drive had a power source. It's actually fireproof, this hard drive in particular. Yeah, you haven't locked the chooks up yet. Go on. They said it was the power source. So we bought a new power source off them and it sort of opened a bit, kind of like it. Well, I didn't really open it straight away, and then it kept having trouble, and and they're like, no, it's the power source. Trust us, we know what we're talking about. You don't know anything, so okay, it's the power source. No, it's not. The hard drive is collapsing inside.
Get rid of Maddie at the door.
So, yes, last year we got someone else to look at it because, the whole COVID 2020 thing, we, just put it aside because I was sick of getting the same story from these IT people. Oh, yeah. So I made sure that, so not all cardstock's square. It's mostly, things are mostly a tiny fraction rectangular and it's only like a hair's breadth. So just find the...
Put our thing on and shut the window, because the neighbours out the back have decided to have a fire
Oh, the neighbour's having a fire. A fire?
They just lit it.
Okay. Let's move our stuff out of the way. Let's bust out some colour.
There's Lee's.
Hello, Desley. Let's just move all this stuff out of the way.
Leslie said, I'm watching on YouTube, but we just had a massive storm and it's 10 floods.
Yep, we know. It's been grumbling here for a while.
I didn't get to go for a swim because there was lightning.
They don't shut the pool when there's lightning either.
No, but I don't swim when there's lightning. That's just a personal choice.
Yeah. So let's have a look at. Let's do 3 things on the background so you can see what these 3 things look like.
Would you believe that electrocution was not on my bucket list for the year? Just like the video, is it?
Yeah. There were people swimming. There was a lightning strike actually, or lightning strike near one of the high schools in Derby. No one was hurt or anything. It was just.
That's a mum question.
What's the matter?
We got to give Millie milk tonight because she didn't drink milk in a while.
Yeah.
So she was wondering what can she have with her milk. And
She can have a cup of dry cornflakes.
Okay.
What biscuit? No, they are for lunch tomorrow. You bust open those biscuits. Have they been opened? You bust open those biscuits and there'll be none for lunch tomorrow. So just leave them. Your brother will eat them all. Do not open the biscuits. Have a cup of dry cornflakes. Okay, so the other type is sort of like translucent. It's not opaque. So it's translucent. It's sort of see-through. It doesn't work on a dark color. The other Tim Holtz inks, whereas these ones are sort of more opaque. They will work. So here on black, so you can sort of see that one, but that's just a shadow. Do you know what I mean? So you can see that sort of, so the oxide is like an oxidized effect. And then the normal one is just a translucent ink color. They both water reactive. A lot of inks are water reactive. Okay. So, oh, that was in your area, Beck. Oh, we saw that on the news. How devastating. Poor little cherub. Rightio. So we're going to start with the stain. So you can get the spray in an oxide or just in like the distress. So this is not opaque, it's translucent. So it's gonna sort of, and it soaks in. So it's gonna sort of be, yeah. So I don't necessarily spray it. So where was I putting things? I had a turtle over here. So this is how I use my sprays. My sprays don't spray. Because I don't spray them. So I don't flick like that. Because if you do that, you get like a line. I do out from the tube like that.
Diamond says, thank you. I just get confused using the word oxidized. I will now try to remember that.
So when you heat an oxide ink pad, like heat it after you've done it, it will get more whitey, oxidey. So then let's dry that. Just for the moment. Oh no, let's not. Let's do some oxide. So this is, it's quite light. So I have found that when I've used different colours on a dark cardstock before, I've just got a fluffy bit there. There's nothing wrong with that fluffy bit either. You can leave it there. I'm just a bit obsessive. I have found that when I've sort of heated them all, the different colours, they all end up looking like really pale and pastel and almost the same. Okay, so let's put some water on that. Let's try something a bit different. So let's do, oh, these are big blobbies. Need more water, more steam.
That is quite nice, isn't it?
It's quite a nice colour.
Big difference between distress and oxide.
Yeah. Actually, let's add some paint.
You know what you could have done? You could have done the embossing pattern and put little embossing patterns on those, and they look like little bits of
The nappy I used to clean up, the cloth nappy. Alright, there it is. Keep having to hide it. Oh, yeah.
Deborah says that she loves sponging the oxides onto chipboard.
Yep.
Title cuts.
There's a little ball in here. So this doesn't give a distressed effect. It's just acrylic paint. Just so you know, it's just acrylic paint. We're going to put that little baby back in when we're finished. Just so it doesn't dry out, because this is not a perfect seal here. It's not a completely airtight seal. If you don't put that little baby back in, you do run the risk. Let's put 5 drops. You do run the risk of it drying out. Trust me, I have chucked, well, they never used to put this little seal in, and I have got plenty of Tim Holtz paints that are solid. Rightio. Oh, look at it go. Mixty moo, mixty moo. Oh crap, it's on my hand now. Sorry. Not the language you came to listen to. Add a bit more water. Oh, geez. See how the paint is a lot more opaque? So it's a lot lighter because it's more opaque. Let's get some really fine good ones. Let's give that a bit of a dry and see if we can see the difference. If you go to the online store and you click on one of these products, it'll have a picture of the product, but then when you'll see there's another picture you can click on, and it's what Tim Holtz has done with it. Like, it's him, what he's used it to show the colour. So see these ones here, that's the oxide ink, and these whiter ones, like much lighter ones and more opaque ones, that's the paint. So this won't work on chipboard, on the grey chipboard. It'll just make it darker grey. The distress ink will do exactly the same on the grey chipboard. It won't do anything but make it a darker grey because they're translucent or transparent. Sorry, you're having to watch paint dry. I actually want some of the paint to dry so you can see, because the paint will resist the other inks. Okay, let's pop this aside to dry and do something else. It's over on the floor. Hopefully I don't roll a chair over it. Hopefully, being the optimum part of that term.
Karen says that's exactly the same as watching a game of cricket. Lol.
Yeah.
I can't stand watching sport. Cricket, tennis.
Let's have a look at what it's like. Do I want any more of those dimey things? I should have, but I think my daughter's swiped them. Okay.
I'm gonna be young.
You be quiet over there. Have a look at what it looks like. It's just a pale grey. I reckon it's going to be a lovely colour for adding a shadow in an art piece or an art gel. The paint's just going to be a beautiful shadow. It's just such a light. I'll just go around the edges of this and then show you. So when you edge with oxide, remembering that it's going to create like a milkiness. So it's not necessarily going to be just colour. It's going to create a milkiness to the edge. I don't know if you can see the difference. Can you see the difference there? You can kind of, the one on the right is a little different. I can just see it. It creates a bit of a, like you can see it here, it creates a bit of a milkiness on the edge. And then I'm going to do the edges of my photos while they're already matted. Oopsie. Here's what it is. Oh, and I've got it on my... Geez, it's pale. Oh, let's just do the edges of the photos. And the mass. What the who? You can see what it's like on black now. Look at that. Yes. Is what it is. Got any ideas for your thing tomorrow night, Naomi John?
Are you using crackled paste wagon wheels? Stencil?
Crackle paste wagon wheels.
Just grab it if you want. You can try them with crackle effect.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Why don't you come around and interject above while I'm doing this? Because this is... got a few photos to go.
I'm in my second sheet of Happy Campers pen, and I'm no longer a happy camper with this type. So this is what we're going to be using.
And
Maybe
show them how when you move it, you can crack it a bit more.
Yeah, so it's a bit more cracked, and like if it's not cracked in some areas, you just come along and you crack it because it's only rice paper, so you can give it that extra.
It's good on the rice paper because it's got the flexibility to do that.
Yeah.
Other stuff
Sometimes
it just peels off if you do that with cardstock.
Yeah, canvas doesn't always work well. You got to re-stretch the canvas when you do it on canvas. But yeah, we're using that, and I don't know, art gel.
Are you going to use this Lost Shadow?
Yeah, I was thinking the resistance looks quite nice. I do feel like the distress spray underneath the paint. Maybe. What's that? Got a few of these. I wonder what happens when you add salt to it. If it's gonna have like the same effect as watercolor or paint.
Does what? Watercolor.
Marie says it looks quite a nice color. And Mary says smoky.
What's that?
Smoky.
Smoky, yes.
That's pretty much sum it up, doesn't it?
So I find that if you heat for a bit and then you move away, or you hit an area and then you move to another area and then come back, it actually dries quicker. You've got to give it a chance to dry inside for a little bit and cool down before you come back. I think there's only 2 full packages left, maybe. Or maybe 1.
I thought it was 3, but don't quote me on that.
What's that?
I thought it was 3, but don't quote me on that. I might be wrong.
That's very grumbly outside. Sister needs to go to bed. Naomi? Oh, she's gone.
What do you want me to do?
I was just saying your sister needs to go to bed.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm processing the process.
What's that?
It's not school night.
Yeah. She had her first clarinet lesson today at school. What's that?
She's the first one to make a sound with clarinet.
Yeah, because she's already had a couple of lessons at home.
And she had correct on Redshaw, see? That's what it was.
Sorry, this is taking so long. Interesting thing is with your little pools, you can get like, and when you take time and you go somewhere else, you get like tide marks in them, which I think is really cool. I like the little tide marks in them. Okay, so you can see here some are darker than others. And that is because we added more paint to some and that changed them. But you can see like this is an oxide, whereas these are going to be more opaque. That's paint. Whereas the oxides have got sort of like an interesting difference in them. Need a little bit more of this. What do you mean?
Well, just because this one expected us is electrical. So.
Yep. If we lose our business, sorry, 10th of March, I think it is.
Yes. Just need to have like a bit of a plan.
Probably don't need to put this much ink on, but yeah, I had a bit too much of a good time. I haven't done this in a while. This is my go-to, is doing this with sprays.
So what's the backup plan if we do lose our business tonight?
Finish the class sometime or other.
Right.
Sometime. At some stage. On some sort of day somewhere. Okay. Let's just get ourselves a bit organised. Oh crap. What a title. Okay.
Pam says thank you.
Just going to dry that off a bit. Let's just paint our title with the grey paint, the Lost Shadow. I'm not going to remove that seal, I'm just going to leave it there. So try not to put water in with your paint. Like I dampened the brush and then wiped most of it off on my hand. Try not to get it around the screwy knurling bit. So this bit around here is knurling. Try not to get paint around there because it'll like glue the lid on.
We stinky. Hate to see it stinking on.
Hello, my friend.
Hello.
Can you check
Oh,
it
I
out?
see you used the new colour.
Yeah, is that okay with you?
It's cool. I want to use it one day.
Are you ready? I'm not going to put your head in paint.
Good night, hello,
Just
goodbye.
wait till you're there and then say it.
Good night, hello, goodbye.
Okay, give me a kiss.
Do I
See you
have
morning.
paint in my hair?
No, you don't. I protected you.
Is our teeth clean?
Oh, show me your teeth. Come closer. Play them again. Especially the
No,
ones on the
stop
side.
now.
No,
No, stop.
I cleaned half of it and you cleaned the other half.
Clean the ones on the sides.
Yeah.
I do.
Right.
Obviously not well enough then.
So it's quite a liquidy paint. So not super runny, but it's not like thick. Not super thick either. So when you put it out, just be a little mindful not to just go yee-haw squeeze. Otherwise you'll get, you'll get a whole business load of it out.
Was the spray the oxide or the stain for?
Stain.
No, stain.
Ooh, crap. It's a bit much. Oops. Okay. Could you just wash my paintbrush, please, mate?
Pam says I'm loving this new colour. It will go well with everything.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it'll look very nice with pale pink. It's okay. I've washed my own paintbrush.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go. This is the paint.
Oh, crap. That's what happens when you leave it in the water. Okay. Interesting concept tonight. We are doing. Have you any foam tape? We're doing flat scrapbooking. We are flat scrapping tonight. Got to buy foam. It's okay. Do something different, hey? So, everything is gonna be flat. Is what it is.
Everything. You say that with
Everything is
such
awesome.
like
Yep. No,
animosity.
no animosity. It's all gonna be flat. It's cool. It's gonna be too cool for school.
Sorry.
Why don't you just take the ruler?
Well, I thought you might still need it, so I was kind of, Make sure I get the right amount. Oh, turtle somewhere.
That storm is still grumbling outside. I'm not fully sticking these on because they're fake. The journaling block. Journaling. I know a lot of you don't like journaling, but journaling is good stuff. It's important. It's part of why we do this. Memory keeping. Oh, yeah. That one's big enough for tape. Right you are. My mum says that. It's a snide comment she makes, right you are. Hey, Naomi. What's that?
This is better if you live in England. That's what I think.
Yep. So some of our paint's a little wet, and that's okay because I want to get a little wet. Some of the paint's a little wet, and I've got some little gappy bits in places, and that's okay because what I'm going to do is, when you shake a bottle of spray, you've got to shake it side to side. So if there's any of the mix in the bottom, especially if it's like an oxide or something that's got a pearlescence, doesn't end up in the stem of the spritzer, you shake it side to side much better. Yeah. Sorry?
This Christmas when I would come apart.
Probably not.
Do you want to pack?
Possibly. Let's get rid of some of the excess. Where it's got way too much on it.
They're about 3 inches long.
Yep. Just gives it a little bit of a mottliness. Cool, eh? Like it. Let's clean up this. Let's give our page another hit. Oh, crud. Oh, I swung it round and I got runny bits.
Oh,
Oh,
well. That's what it is.
yeah, I know, but I don't want them.
Wow.
While it's still wet, you can kind of sort of wipe them up a bit.
Barney says that she likes the runny bits. So,
Not exactly a fan. I'm going to cover that up there. Don't hit your tape. It's not good for it. Don't eat the tape either. It's not good for you. So you can see what the transparent does, like the translucent, the distress spray stain. Because the craft is sort of like not a pale colour, what it does is it soaks in and it just makes the craft a bit darker, but it's got a greyness to it. Show you what it's like. So on a white, you actually see the colour. Now, if you let that to dry, left it to dry naturally, a lot of it would soak in. But when you dry it quickly with a heat tool, it doesn't soak in and soak into the paper.
Cheryl says it really was wet.
It's what really was what?
It really was wet.
Yeah.
The page.
So see how I've sort of left this momentarily and it's soaked in? What we're going to do is we're just going to spray this one. We're just going to leave that to dry over here naturally. So you can sort of see. We can see when I stopped, it created a dry patch. Okay. I think we leave that for a moment until we get our page a bit more organised. Oh, maybe not. Nope. I think maybe we might use this one here because it's the colour tones in nicely with the Taurus. Then it's a bit busy.
What about the centre one?
No, it
Or
gets
the
a bit
big
lost.
blue?
What about that there? Actually, that's better. Down there, so it's got a bit of that. Okay, let's do that. Just noticed my daughter has made notes on my video rig on the base of it.
Oh yeah, always.
Gotta work quick. Like this, because got the fan and the air conditioning going. Nearly finished my Oprah book again. I think it's the third time I've read this. It's the What I Know for Sure. It's from her column in O over a period of 14 years. The column that Oprah wrote each month in O. Oh, and you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to leave a little border around the outside. This is not dry, this bit. I'm going to leave a border around the outside, just a little border, and I'm not going to cut the bits out of the middle. Because I love how that looks with the bits in the middle. I love that. What's that?
It looks hot.
Yeah, I like it. I think it looks perfect. Look at that. Look at the grey. Isn't it nice? Nice. By the way, they've changed the name of my Yorkshire farm to My Big Family Farm. And I think they're on the last season. I'm pretty sure they're in 2022. And it's the last season. What's on at the moment? Oops, I started a bit closer here. I'm going to have to go a bit closer. So sometimes leaving a little border around them just gives it that, costs you nothing. It costs no extra paper because you've got the border there in any case. Oh, geez, I'm going a bit close there. Let's see how that looks. Oh, yeah, that storm's ramping up. Oh dear, I missed a bit there. Whoopsie, because it was too wide. It's okay, we'll stick a starfish on that. Isn't that how it goes? Stick a flower on that. And I think we're going for a wide and thin multi-width border thingamajig, where some of the borders are wider and some of the borders are narrower.
Yep. I did wonder if it was a different family. Thank you for clearing that up.
No, same lot. They just changed the name and yeah, because there's no new episodes now. We're not doing it anymore because they Clive had the tenancy, like he'd had the lease on that land because it's national trust land. He'd had the lease on, or some of it's national trust, for over 30 years. He'd had that lease. So yeah, so they don't have the land anymore because it's not their land, it's leased land, like most farming land in the United Kingdom is. So the tenant farms, sorry, have the tenancy. The king is not their landlord either. I think it's now used more for farm stays too. The people that have got it now kind of, profiteering is not the right word, but they're using it as a farm stay, and because it had been the Owens, a lot of people want to stay there just because it had been the Owens. Okay. What's that?
The kids were repairing the stone fence.
Auntie Jones. It is National Trust. I don't know, but I don't think they would. I think they probably still have Auntie Jones. Not sure. So the production company that do a lot of like the Yorkshire Dales and a whole heap of shows in the United Kingdom, like housey shows and all sorts of farming shows and all that. And that is my Yorkshire Farm, or my big family farm. That is the most popular television show that company has ever made. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up.
What background research did you do?
I just wanted to know if there was a new season coming. It's very interesting. And then I've got the short end. So I'm going to try and make sure that I put this together so that I've got the two ends that are similar. The bottoms are the same. So I'm going to whack these on. It's like Escape to the Chateau. They're not doing any more shows. Well, they're going to give their kids a chance to grow up and be kids without the cameras in their faces all the time. Rightio. So I'm going to put this guy here. Yep. We're going to cut him. So I haven't cut his eye. I've cut him at a reasonable point. I'm not going to have things hanging off. It's all joined together. Okay. That storm. It's going to be a doozy. Let's get these 3 square photos. And then what we're going to do is these guys are going to come down here. Like this. So what I'm going to try and have is have a little bit of space at the bottom so we could write something underneath if we wanted to. And then have like, try and have these 3 gaps the same. So even my fakey photos are decorative on this layout. So we've got like almost ½ an inch at the bottom here. So I'm just recalling the picture I took in my mind. I'm a very visual person. I see everything in colour. I dream in colour. I imagine things in colour. I take pictures of things with my mind to remember them later. It's, yeah. Oh, geez, that's crooked. Got to the top and it's crooked. Something's crooked along the journey. There we go. That's not bad. It's not completely horrendous. Oh. Gee willikers. Okay. Got issues here. Moving right along. Now wet page. Let's do the same thing like an inch over this way. That's right. Yep, that's not bad. We do want it to overlap just a tiny bit. Like that. You know, just a touch. Okay. So we're just going to pop this over here and cover up our hole. And then poke it straight. I did give my ruler away.
Do you want to write it down?
Not really.
Good, because I'm still good.
Okay.
I only need it 4 times. I might want to carve it a bit too.
over there. Okay. So let's get this piece of the islands, paper number 3. And let's come through. We're going to make like an 8.5 by 8-inch piece. See how that looks. Oh. Really well over my page. Night, Mary. Let's put a little bit of our grey around the outside. It's just, let's see how it creates a soft lightness. It's not darkness around the edge. It's like a softy glow. Oh, I like that. That's interesting. That's a cool concept. It's like a softy glow around the edge. Would you like? Would you like? Would you like? At least the storm's held back. So we're going to do it like the 8 inches high. Oh, we're going to do it that way. No, we're going to do the 8.5 by 8. And what we're going to do is we're going to lift a room. It's going to be about 1 inch up from the bottom.
Is this to make sure our hole is completely covered?
Yes!
Right. Someone's got a question. With the Tilson page you have made, it looked like a sandy beach with shells sticking up from the sand. Oh, very true, very true. Very nice.
Let's peel the tape out here.
Don't make it wrong. I would still would have added the embossing table with the scratch top, so.
Well, you didn't say you wanted it.
I know.
If you wanted it, you should have asked.
I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna need it. Boy, was I wrong. Probably not. I'm like,
Okay. Oh, I'm stuck into the mess of it. Oh well, you get that.
get that on the big jobs.
Yep. Shell. Little starfish. Carry shell. Let's do that one straight. So I'm having a similar gap here to what I've got over here. Just so it helps the eye be nice and comfy and less stress. Let's do that.
So it'll also help make sure that you've got everything within the page because you know the gap works there, so it's going to work on
Yeah.
the other page.
Yeah.
Sizes.
And it keeps it, makes it nice and comfortable. Not too chaotic for the eye. See how things are touching? I'm being very mindful of my center of my page. Okay. Just got this seaweed here, so there's my center there. Being very mindful not to have too big a gap from it, but not to be too close to it either. So I needed to have something here. No, not that starfish. Not you. You go here. Let's put you here. We had a little starfish, didn't we? And he can actually fit like that just over that whole thing.
So the brilliance of
Colour cuts are divine.
Oh, can I feel those cells today? How about this one? Cheryl says that she's liking it. And Ivy says, I love this layout. It's beautiful. I wasn't sure that we were going to be able to cover the whole like
I love a challenge.
Love a challenge.
I do love a challenge.
Look at that, and you're great at like coming through the challenge. I do need to take this banner off. I just remembered I had a banner off. Sorry.
No. The carry shell's mine. It's not going on there. I love carry shells. If you watched yesterday's video, you heard all about it. Don't forget, yesterday we made envelopes. Made 2 envelopes actually. I showed you how to. They're identical in size. Rightio. But we made them with 2 different things. Yep, I've got a swaffy bit over here. She'll be right. I can handle that. So let's flipperoo and cover up this bit of tape that's exposed.
There. Do you have extras on the sides? Oh yeah, we get borders.
Yep.
We get barn page. Deborah says, great page. Brody says, love how it has come together. Diane B says, the envelopes class was, the envelopes were a fantastic class. Sorry.
And with the envelopes, you saw that I'm not perfect. Like, I'm just going to trim this up just a tiny bit, or it's not going to fit my page protector because it just went over here just a fraction.
To be fair, making envelopes, it's very much getting into the rhythm of making the envelope.
So because I used a blending brush, it's okay to trim the tiniest bit off the page because it's really not going to affect my blended edge. There we go. So have my scissors on a right angle to the page, because if I have it on an angle, you'll see the craft. Oh, grandparents didn't ring this afternoon to see how the first clarinet lesson went.
No, it must be broken.
She must. Oh no, Wednesday's her late day.
Joan F says, I love this layout, and the S says, the islands is such a gorgeous collection. I love this double layout.
So versatile. Look at that. There we go.
I think we still have maybe 2 kits left with this one.
No, it's sold out.
It has. Oh, sorry.
This kit sold out. I put it in the email on Monday and they sold out Monday night and Tuesday morning. People that got the email bought them. what was left.
We do have the big turtles left
We can make these colour cuts. I printed, oh no, I had duds today. There'll be lots of these as freebies and they're the wrong colour. They're not got the detail in them.
To be fair, those freebies will probably not be cut for the next several months.
They won't probably be cut until Christmas time.
Because I am currently...
We won't be cutting them for a while, but we will be. We've got 10 sheets of these turtles, this colour cut set that's printed in the wrong colour. So we do give them out as our freebies. Is things that aren't the right colour or cut a little bit skew or mostly the wrong colour. Not heinous, they're just not these turtles. They're more of an orange turtle. How's that? Got space for journaling. I'd write under these photos some, you know, who, what, when, where. You could write a heap of journaling down here. If you really wanted to. You could write more journaling here, but yeah. At the top of the online store. I'll leave the magazine there for ages. Not intending on taking that magazine down. I'm so proud of you. I think everyone's really proud of you with your magazine that you did.
Yeah, I like logged into Facebook and like this morning just before I hopped onto work and like the first 4 posts were people showing and I'm like, oh, but I like these.
When was the first time we talked about doing that magazine? 2018. 2018, doing a magazine of what we've done for the month in classes and projects.
Was the first time we talked about it. Then in 2019 we mentioned it as like an offhand comment.
No, when we started planning the pattern papers, we were going to do a magazine when we released in 2024, when we released our first paper collection, which was Swamp Princess. We were going to do a magazine with it.
Yeah, and then in 2020 we had a serious conversation about why aren't we doing it now? And then
yeah. Why aren't we doing it with our monthly classes?
And then in
we're contemplating doing a inspiration magazine at the end of each month, and it includes each class, like pictures of each class from the month.
It'll be different from the...
But yes, it won't. It'll only have sneak peeks of the classes that are in the subscription group. But it'll have links to those videos, which will help if you... So by the end of the year, if you buy every month, you will have bought, you know, if you buy every month, you'll be in an extra. So if you do every retreat this year and you buy the classes, that's another 16 groups you'll belong to. So we're going to try and make it that things like the magazine and the albums in the Creative Family group are places where you can go to find all different bits and pieces to make it easier for you guys to find stuff in all the groups you belong to. Like if you've done all of the virtual retreat, all the retreats we've done since 2020, that's a lot of groups. So, and it's a lot of great resources too and ideas to go back and look at and utilize that. So that's our page. This is the only blue on the page, which is a bit, don't know how I feel about it right now. Have to make sure there was blue in the photos for me, because otherwise I'm feeling that that looks wrong. Right. There's nothing I can do about it now.
How many of these magazines am I making?
Well, we're so far, we're about to release our 23rd collection.
And then I'm going to do one for each month's things. And then
But we probably won't start the monthly ones for another 6 months.
I've got to make a template for those.
Yeah, they won't start until probably 2024.
Yeah, let's be frank here.
Let's be honest. So you need to have blue in your photos, because that blue doesn't go. But yeah. So there we go. So that's our, I'll show you. That's our page with the islands. So we did a little card, an envelope. So we made the envelope. Put another envelope here somewhere. Here it is. Another envelope. And we did a page. And we played with the new Lost Shadow, which is pretty cool. And see how awesome it looks. Look at that. Around my photos. And yeah, it's interesting. So around this, on this pattern paper with the shells, it makes it like, it's not iridescent, but it gives it like a iridescent glow without being pearlescent or iridescent. It actually gives the edge a nice glow. I think that's my story. I'm sticking to it. But yeah, so thank you very much for coming. Thank you, everyone. If you came along and said hello and I didn't say hello, hello. And you're watching it later, hello. Thank you, everyone, for the lovely comments. Thank you, Trish and Michelle and Deborah, Marie, Dee, Joanne, Di, Bronnie, Deborah, Diane, Cheryl, Mary, everyone, Cheryl. But yes, thank you, Cheryl. And good night, everyone. And thank you very much for coming along. Thank you for your ongoing support. Thank you to everyone that came on the weekend. We are working very, very, very hard, mowing our way through all of the kits. I printed enough to manufacture over 200 packets of colour cuts today, and most of those are going into kits. They're just about all going into kits. I have got about 30 of them that are going to be redone because they're the wrong colours. I've got lots of horses that are orange. Most disappointed in that. It's so hot that the ink, the dye printer that we do our colour cuts with is playing up because it's just too hot. And then the one that does...
Yeah, the cameos stopped connecting properly.
Yes, the cameos aren't connecting because the heat, the hub, one of the hubs, electric hubs is it. So what it does is it just shuts down. It won't overheat. It just shuts down. So yes, we're having trouble with machines connecting because of the heat in the hub. The hub doesn't want to overheat. So that's a really good safety mechanism, but that's really pleasing. But yeah, so we're getting there and we're working our way through the kits. Chloe, Tanya, and Karen, who ordered full Geeks packages. You haven't got your invoices yet, but we are making your kits as we're making everybody else's kits. You have each got piles of kits and we will invoice you sooner or later. Because we love you. And yeah, so thank you all for the weekend. It was great. And and this is meant to show you. So see how I left this one to dry naturally, and it's dried different. It's dried a lot more different. It's not completely dry yet. So when you heat dry it, you do have a little more control over, but don't take it away because it'll dry and soak in. So yeah, but it's neither here nor there. See, I like that. I like how it's different. But yeah, so thank you for coming along. Are the colour kits available for... Colour cuts for the turtles are definitely available, Diane. I think Naomi put a link up. Thank you, Joanne and Diane. Yeah. Oh, that Naomi put the link up. So thank you all for coming along. Take care. Stay safe. I'm the friend that can't hang up the phone because I'm a waffler, and she's just making funny faces at me now. Are you questioning my authority? The statement of the day. Love my children. They are so wonderful. I really appreciate them all. So yeah, take care, stay safe. Love yous all, and we will see you tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Remember, Naomi John's classes are moved. Mine are going to stay at 6:30 for the moment because I'm enjoying going to bed half an hour earlier. For the moment, even though I'm really hoodled in the afternoon. But Naomi's at 7 o'clock because we dance until 6 tomorrow night. Thank you, Marie. Thank you for coming along. So take care, everyone. Love yous all. Stay safe, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.